set a time. 9:35.
Yeah.
Deb's going golfing today.
So you're definitely stopping by Buc-ee's. I can tell by the way you're talking about it.
We're probably going that way. And then, because I know now it's not that 6.5 mile detour, but I know there's still like a mile detour to get to it and everything like that. But we'll probably go on. But I just don't want to stop and then get inside, and then everybody wants to shop for an hour, and then you have to stand in line to check out. I want to get to San Diego. I'm not interested. We're taking 2 separate cars, so I'll just be like, all right, y'all ride with the people shopping. I'll meet you guys when I find a hotel. I'll meet you guys there.
I am when I'm traveling and the girls got into the mode of doing that too. I mean, you stop for gas, go to the bathroom. If you want to get a drink, you want to get a little snack,
stretch a little bit,
boom, 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 walk around, and it's no more than 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's the way it should be. Get back on the road,
and you're back on the road.
Yeah.
Because you're definitely not stopping on the way back after a full weekend,
especially when you're going there, because I just want to get there. I want to get out of this heat and get there, man. I want to get this 6-hour drive out of the way. Let's go.
Turn into 5:45, Steve. Push it. Let's see how many tickets you can get.
Oh, I get a lot.
I will tell you this. I think I might have told you yesterday, but I would not push it too much because it seemed like there's lots of police officers out.
So you mentioned, I told you out by where I am, there's a lot of cops right now because that State Route 24.
Yeah.
There's been a bunch of deadly accidents there.
I'm talking even the 51 and the 10.
That's why you said that. I was surprised. Yeah. But no, I generally will go like 5 miles over the speed limit, set cruise control, and then just and then let the fast people go by me. It's just not that big of a hurry. It's not worth the risk.
No.
And stuff like that. And you always say I'll get there faster. Yeah, you won't when that cop pulls you over and it takes 45 minutes to write you a ticket.
And a little more expensive.
Yeah, we don't need it. We don't need to add expense to this trip. California ain't cheap, folks. As well. So there you go. We're looking forward to that. Of course, tomorrow morning, follow us, YouTube and everything. Maybe we'll do some stuff on the social media sites as well. From the drive, who hates each other. My daughter, who just got her permit, goes, "Am I driving at all on this trip?" Yesterday. What would your answer be, Dale?
I would say once I got onto I-8.
Yeah, that's what I told her. I said, yeah. I go, when we get on, because it's just a straight road, you only have to contend with the semis. Yeah, I can trust her. But she's driving on the streets fairly well, actually. No close calls. Braking can be an issue. Where I'm like, stop, slow down.
Well, hopefully you're not going to say that much on I-8 between Casa Grande and Yuma.
But it was just funny. I was just like, I wonder how other people would answer.
Have you checked your spare tires? Make sure they have air in them.
We don't have spare tires in our cars. We have new cars that don't have spares. AAA is going to be taking a long trek out to visit us.
Oh, don't even say that. I wouldn't even.
You're the one that just put it into the universe.
A lot of times people don't check their spare if they are smart enough to have one to make sure there's air in it.
Ethan's got fairly new tires. We're good. We'll be good. Just don't run over it. We're good. What can happen? Thanks for putting that into the universe. Appreciate that. Hey, Trey McBride, really quick.
Yeah, I'm interested to hear this.
It was an interesting conversation. Trey McBride's a likable dude, man. He's just like a down-home guy and everything. Taylor Llewellyn? I always joke around and call him Llewellyn.
Oh.
Chaparral, pride of Chaparral High School. Grew up here as well. Went on to the Tennessee Titans. Now he's too big for us here, but whatever. And everything. He actually does some cool stuff at Chaparral. The guy that they give his number to one of the linemen, like one of the linemen that earns the number. I forget how they earn it. It's kind of cool what they do there and stuff. But he does bust him with the boys, with Will Compton. I don't watch it much. It's a little bit too manly of a show for a guy my age. I think it's targeted to younger kids.
Okay.
Now they're kind of like Barstool is. But it's a fun show at times like that. But Trey McBride was on there, and they're talking about Arizona fans. Here it is.
there's no Arizona fans in Arizona.
So I grew up in Arizona, and like,
Right.
what was it, 07, 08 when they went to the Super Bowl?
Yeah,
It's the
yeah.
first time in my entire, I was like a junior in high school. It's the first time I ever saw like Arizona Cardinal hats out there ever. And then all of a sudden the Super Bowl was over and the hats just kind of went away.
Everyone left.
Yeah, it was like fairy dust. They'd all just kind of in the distance.
Well, it's like, living in Arizona, no one's from Arizona. Everyone kind of has moved in from another state, so they're all fans of their own team. So now you have the Arizona that sits there, and there's no Arizona fans in Arizona. So it's a tough deal, but
Dude.
hopefully we start winning some games and we can bring some of those fans back.
There's
Same old excuses as I've heard my whole life. I'll tell you this right now. That narrative of everybody's from someplace else is gone. There have been millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of kids that have been born here since the Cardinals have been here. The reason why they're not Cardinals fans is because they suck. It's not because the parents, people my age, yeah. Like my dad's a Dallas Cowboys fan because he grew up on the Cowboys.
You never told me that before, and I
hated that long snapper guy.
And I understand now why he's the patriarch of your family and smart, probably good looking too. Way to go, Mr. McCollum.
Well, that was because Sean, all the ASU good ASU
No,
players went to the
no,
Cowboys. Danny
no.
White, Shante Carver, him and his coke habit went over to the Cowboys.
SMAC 500.
Am I wrong on that? Mr. Cowboy?
Shante Carver, very, very nice.
Defense.
I-
I didn't
I
say he
still-
wasn't nice. He had a
I
drug problem.
still call him a kid because I think he came in.
That had to have been late 80s, early 90s.
No, it wasn't late 80s. It was
early
mid
90s.
90s,
Okay,
probably.
Well, it was before I got to ASU. So, yeah, 90, 91, 92, something like that when I was in high school. Heck of a defensive end, man. Like the Sugar Burger. Booger Sugar. Don't act like you didn't know.
Wow.
Don't act like you didn't know. Do you still talk to him? Tell him I said hello, would you?
I have run into him.
He actually was my favorite ASU player. Him and number one, who went to the Giants. His daughter sings now. Oh my gosh, I just forgot his name.
The defensive back. He
Defensive
played for the
back.
Cardinals too.
Yeah, no, he didn't.
I mean, for the Cowboys.
Oh, did he go to the Cow? I know he
Yeah.
was with the Giants for a long time. I just forgot his name. But those two were my favorite players that went on to pro careers when they were at ASU. I loved them to death. Yeah. Shante Carver, I'm kidding with you, buddy. I love you. You were good. Just a career that didn't turn out the way you wanted. But that's why my dad was a Cowboy. And then when you grew up here and lived here, you had Broncos or Cowboys that you could watch.
He was
before
drafted in the
Cardinals
first round of the '94
Was
draft.
it 94? So my junior year of high school.
He's 55 years old, so when he came in, I'm 63, be 64.
You were there for 10 plus years.
next week.
Well, you were there for 7, 8
I was talking to somebody. I literally played in every regular season and playoff game throughout the 90s for the Cowboys.
Really?
90 to 2000.
That's
Never
amazing.
missed a game.
Anybody else do that?
Nope.
Oh my God, we got to get that.
Nope.
I'm emailing Jerry right now. Let me text Jerry right now. Uncle Jerry, give this man his dues. That's actually an amazing stat.
Yeah.
No missed injury games?
Not during the regular season. Missed a couple preseason games.
That's an interesting fact.
Yeah.
And yet we can't get you here for a whole week, huh?
Kind of tells you something, doesn't it? Kind of tells you something, doesn't it?
That just made me think of yesterday doing. I was a guest on the Holmberg Sports Podcast yesterday.
Yeah, no, he was the host of the Holmberg Sports
You just made
Cast.
me think of that.
Oh my god!
I went home last night. And that bothered me all night.
I was like, hold on, is it Holmberg's show or is it Steve?
You
Steve
should
just
have
took
sat
over?
on. You should have sat on my right side so I'd see you because I forgot you were over here.
Yeah, of course you did. You talk more during that in a 3-man booth than you do in our show.
He kept looking at me and talking to me, Dale.
And let me tell you about the shoelaces for the Moroccans when they're kicking the penalty kicks.
I had to bring knowledge to you guys yesterday. And what clown says he can get in a NASCAR car and finish a race in a season? You're nuts.
No, I think the guy said he thought he could, and then he did 10 laps and said,
No, I said he's not lasting 10 laps.
no, he did it actually.
Oh, he did it.
Yeah,
he did it. Okay.
Yeah, he did 10 laps. He goes,
Probably should have paid attention.
I was stupid.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
you're talking
I was
again.
probably still talking.
Yeah.
This guy. This
Uh,
guy over here. Well, so I don't know. Trey McBride, I mean, I just think the narrative that Arizona fans are from some other place is a false narrative now. Yes, that's still here. People my generation, people your generation, yes, you still have those allegiances to other team, but it's strictly because the Cardinals have sucked most of the years they've been.
And
It's easy. Like my daughter's a Chiefs fan because the Chiefs were good when she was her mom's side of the family's from there, so she gravitated. She would have gravitated toward the Cardinals if they were any good.
especially here in the Valley, more so than I think a lot of places in this country. If you win, they will come.
Absolutely.
I always said that about the Coyotes out in Glendale. Yeah, horrible spot, very difficult to get to. You could come up with all those excuses. But if they were consistently a playoff team and vying for a Stanley Cup, the crowds would be there. Same thing with the Cardinals. Again, when you give us the one Super Bowl year, and Taylor said that because we were all around in 08, 09, and we caught the fire.
I saw it myself, man. It just the energy in that stadium. I've been to a lot of Cardinals games since they've been here. And the energy in that stadium got ramped up as it won. I've never seen that before. I haven't seen it since.
No, and
It was amazing.
and I've told you there. I played in some really, really, really loud stadiums. I was at that because I was working for Channel 12 then. That Philadelphia Eagles game
So NFC Championship.
in the NFC Championship, and I don't know if I've ever been in a louder place.
It was nuts.
Than that day.
I've been to a lot of loud stadiums too, and it was just nuts in there. At least I know it hasn't happened here since or before.
Right.
But that's more of the argument now than that. It just to me like it seems to me like Trey was just told, we don't have fans. We want you to play here, but we don't have fans because they're all from someplace.
Well, Trey's from someplace else too, and he probably, since he's been here, they've lost, and he knows that, hey, when Seattle comes here, there's more Seahawks fans.
absolutely.
And when the Rams come here,
Patriots,
49ers come here.
Cowboys,
Yeah, so
Chiefs.
and you.
I think the only team that's not the case is Carolina and Atlanta. Their fans don't show up
And Tennessee.
here. Tennessee's another one, yeah. It's more Cardinals fans than that. So it was just interesting hearing. It's not bad. I'm not going to be negative about it and say he needs to be off this team. He's terrible. I just think that narrative is old. But my bigger point is, like you said, he played at Colorado State. I've been to Colorado State football.
Mm-hmm.
It's not rocking and rolling, folks.
No.
And stuff like that. But that tells me he's been fed that narrative by somebody.
Well, what do Colorado State really and the Cardinals have in common? Neither one of them have won.
The Rams, one's the Rams and one's a bird. That's what they have in common.
Neither one of them have won.
No. Yeah, no. Not even that. If anything, they've both disappointed when they're supposed to be good.
I don't know if Colorado State's ever supposed to have been good.
No, but Jay Norvell was coaching there. They had like all these high expectations.
Oh, did they?
To do all that, and just every year just fell flat on their face and stuff like that. Just recently as well. But no, I get it. But it's just that narrative. That's why I wanted to play that. It was like that narrative is not true anymore.
I would say they asked him who's going to throw in the football this season.
They did talk about, they talked about more than that and stuff. But the thing I like about Trey McBride, he needs to become the face of the Cardinals. Even Larry wasn't the face of the Cardinals. Larry didn't talk to media open very often. He did in the locker room occasionally after practice.
No, he ran from the media.
Yeah.
Even Bruce said maybe it was the day Bruce came in and you weren't here, but we talked about he had just come back from that. Larry got all the media together and bought him dinner. Okay. And he said Larry apologized for first.
Yeah. Well,
5,
he would
6
leave the
years.
field early and then go in the locker room, change and leave,
And get out.
Then he got fined because somebody turned him in on that. But yeah, when was the last time? I mean, Carson Palmer was good with the media, but Kyler was every Wednesday, and that's if you were lucky to get him on Wednesday. Even Jake Plummer back in the day, I remember you could only speak to him on Wednesdays on his day. So have we ever had the face of the Cardinals? But Trey McBride should be the face of the Cardinals, and you'd go a long way with him. And I'll even go a step farther because we don't get into politics and stuff like that. he should be the face of the Cardinals just because of his personal life. On top of that, it's pretty spectacular the way he was raised and the human he's turned out to be. That's what you want to promote here. What I'm getting at is that you want to promote the goodness of that side of things, as opposed to necessarily
What's
negative
interesting
side.
when you look at that and you talk about that and guys just showing up once a week. Back in the mid '90s in Dallas, lunch hour, getting ready for meetings. There's an hour and 15 where media were allowed in our locker room.
Yeah. COVID changed all that. Well, it changed before that, but COVID
Right.
definitely.
But I'm just saying, Larry Fitzgerald was before COVID.
That's what I'm saying. But it's changed even worse.
But what I'm saying is, everybody talked to the media.
Yeah.
Now Troy had standalone press conferences like once a week, but you could always come up and talk to him in his locker for 5 minutes.
It's not like that now.
Not like and
You can only. I remember distinctively with Plummer, it was he speaks Wednesdays at 1 o'clock and he stood underneath that stupid tree all the time.
and that's in that's in the late
That was
'90s.
late 90s, yeah. I know Kyler was. We'll see if he's available on Wednesday for you.
Well, and let's be honest, some of that has to do with Mark Dalton too.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think it comes from. I know after COVID, because like everything went online, right? So like I know like after COVID, like the NBA only lets you have to be an actual beat writer to get locker room access. Like you have to be in practices and stuff like that to get access, like you used to the locker room and stuff. But everything's online now. I can log in and watch every Suns press conference, through the site or whatever. So you don't have to be there to see the same stuff the media does. And everybody asks your questions anyway. Like people are like, I got to be in there to ask questions. No, that's all right. The three other guys got that question that you want to ask at the same time,
right.
Sitting there and stuff like that. But yeah, no, it's fascinating how this changed. But I think Trey McBride they should push him to be the face of the
well-spoken, good-looking dude.
And then just good guy, just all around.
Yeah.
Like I said, and then he's got I don't know how to phrase it, a non-traditional life away from football, which obviously they want that aspect to push their stuff, and it's fantastic. I think he's a great guy, and busting with the boys guys, I don't watch them a lot because it's like they're 12-year-old boys. The things they joke around about and stuff, it's like. Funny when I was 17, 18 type of stuff,
Now you're this
stuff like
mature,
that.
grown man.
Now I just slightly giggle sometimes. And he just held his own with them and had fun with them and stuff like that. So make him the face, Cardinals, is what I'm trying to say here as well. But that narrative needs to go away, Dale. We have enough people born here since the Cardinals have been here. We're 3 generations into the Cardinals being here.
Win them over.
The kids my age, I was 9 when the Cardinals moved here. I've got 2 kids running around here. There are kids that have kids now that were here since the Cardinals. My sister's kids. My sister, was here. She's 6 years older than me. Her oldest kids could have grown up Cardinals fans, and then now her kids, grandkids could be, Cardinals fans. That narrative's gone. There's enough people that just have to give us something to root for.
Coming up on 40 years being here.
Yeah, so that's easily 2 generations. Yeah. And you have enough people here that could root for your team and be diehard Cardinals fans.
And when they win,
I see Cardinals hats everywhere I go, even today. So I don't know what he's talking about where they want to win.
And when they win, they come. When Carson Palmer was here, they didn't get to the Super Bowl, but they were in the playoffs with under BA. Guess what? That stadium was full.
Absolutely. And loud.
And it was a fun place to be.
You look forward to going.
Yeah.
Even if they didn't win, you walked out of that stadium going, what an effort of a game.
You
were mad, but you were still like, man, that was a good effort.
What we don't have is a lovable loser attitude like the Cubs for so long. And I've talked with John Holmberg about it because he was a huge Cubs fan.
And he gave up on him.
And he said it kind of ruined it when we won the World Series because it's like, wait, but that's a unique crowd, unique stadium.
I was in Chicago when they won it, and it literally was like, there goes the lovable loser.
Yeah.
And people literally jumped off their bandwagon because it was cool to root for the Cubs. But we don't have that.
Yeah.
People are embarrassed by the way the Cardinals play out there and stuff like that. But part of it, too, is the access you get now. Remember when you were playing? Like, you'd hear stories of people running into players at the gym or grocery stores and stuff like that, just living their
Oh, yeah.
lives and things, or just being at an event. None of that happens anymore. They're like isolated from you.
It's funny, we were talking about this last week. Do you remember a guy named Dale Hatcher for the Dallas
Oh,
Stars?
the hockey guy.
Yeah.
He broke Jimmy Roenick's jaw.
Oh, was that him?
He was an
I don't know who.
enforcer,
He played for the Dallas Stars. Maybe even taller than me, but about my
Yeah.
height.
He was a big dude. He was an enforcer. He was a big dude.
And Brooke came home one day. There was a Tom Thumb there, I think was a big grocery store. She was shopping and she came home. She said, Dale, there's this guy walking around and minding his own business, but he was your size, your height, and he had stitches and his face was all cut up. Do you happen to who do you think he is? I'm like, well, I have no idea who you're talking about. And like a week later, I went in with Brooke, and he was there, and we
She's
kind of knew each other.
Yeah, she's all, look at that.
And we talked for a little bit, and I said, yeah, that's the guy who fights for the Dallas Stars.
He was an enforcer.
Yeah.
He was a fighter.
Yeah.
Played 16 years.
But you could see us all at Tom Thumb or 7-Eleven.
You don't see that stuff.
No.
I remember in the 90s, it wasn't, I think it's a Lifetime Fitness now, but there was a gym where the Cardinals practice facility is, where you would run into players there occasionally. I worked out there from time to time when I was in the corporate world, just easy for me to hit that on the way home. And you'd see guys in there working out in the off season because they didn't have access to the thing. And you'd see guys in there. You don't hear those stories anymore.
No.
Hey, I ran into this guy here. And with social media, you'd hear, that was before social media,
Right.
and you'd hear that stuff. It's just the access. So it hurts your fans. Then the way you treat your fans.
And again, all that would go away if you're winning. Most of it
I'm
will
just
go
telling
away.
you. I hear stories about like Cincinnati. You're not running to Joe Burrow at a grocery store, but I've heard stories where you go to these smaller cities like Cincinnati, and you'll just see, the lineman for the Bengals was out washing his car last weekend. You know, we saw him washing his car last week or whatever. You hear that stuff. Here, it's just everybody's isolated. You don't get to know them. They got to change that aspect of it. And the owner needs to stop treating his fans like crap. That's issue.
Stop raising prices.
Yeah,
One more year, but you'll renew.
but I'm going to renew for less. I'm going to do less. I'm only going to do 2. I'm done with my 4. I'm done with it all. Dale, World Cup soccer today.
Yeah.
Yesterday, more fantastic games yesterday. Not necessarily fantastic in the terms of shootouts and stuff like that to finish these games. I told you guys before, I've been hinting at it, France is probably the best team in this tournament. France is winning this thing. They are fun to watch. They're gorgeous. I told you yesterday, watch France-Sweden. France ends up winning that game 3-0, against over Sweden. But France is the best team in this tournament, period. End of story. They're fantastic to watch. They're a lot of fun. Doesn't mean they're going to win it all, but they probably should, right, as well. Ivory Coast played Norway. That was a 2-1 battle there early in the day. And then that Mexico-Ecuador game. Game delayed by lightning. Huge thunderstorm before. They have to delay that game. Ecuador is just trying to get a couple minutes of sleep time with all what they've been through, trying to get this game done. And Mexico scores 2 goals early, and they end up winning 2-0. Good job. Go Mexico. First time in 40 years, Mexico has advanced in the knockout stage. They've gotten a knockout stage win. First time in 40 years.
Good for them. And that's why I saw those pictures, everybody losing their ever-living
You see the
mind.
celebration afterwards and everything. It just cracks me up how they're playing at home, like in their home city. Now that's the thing. Like in the U.S., the U.S. is playing here at home. But it's not the same as down there. I don't know what the difference.
Well, the
Not the
difference
same in
is
Canada.
soccer's super important in
That
Mexico.
is true. That is true as well. So that was yesterday. Today, Dale, are you making some time tonight or what? 6 p.m. tonight, or 5 p.m. tonight? 6 p.m. tonight?
5.
5 p.m. tonight.
From
San Francisco.
Levi
Nope,
Stadium.
you're not allowed to say that. FIFA's covered everything up.
Oh, have they?
Yep, unless you pay exorbitant amount of money to sponsor with
Oh.
FIFA. They even covered up the Heinz ketchup and Heinz mustard. They put black tape over the labels because they didn't. They
Really?
didn't do any sponsorships.
So they spent more money covering stuff up.
But the best part is, I don't remember. I think it was Gillette over in Foxborough, New
Yeah.
England. Gillette Stadium. They covered up the Gillette sign, but they did it like it looks like shaving cream covered it up. Pretty ingenious. They do that. I think Levi's did a pair of jeans, like a pair of denim, over the logo as well, and stuff like that. It's pretty funny how they do that. But yeah, England, Congo. Now these aren't necessarily going to be good games. The England game will be closer than you think it's going to be.
Congo's got a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, no, I was going to just announce. Dale, it's going to look like a genius, so you just ruined it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Started at 9 a.m. England should, 28 minutes in, England should win this game, but it's going to be a struggle for them if they win it. They can lose it as well. England's that team. England's like, speaking of 250th anniversary of America, England's that team that dominates all the small countries for hundreds of years. Then America comes along and they get their butts kicked and have to go back home with their tail between their legs. They don't win the big ones. They disappoint you with that. You expect big things from them, and it just doesn't happen. That's what's going to happen today with England. They might escape this with a win, but it's going to be a battle for them. They're going to disappoint here against Congo. And now, like I said, I expect them to win it, but I expect this to be a close game to where England's fighting for their lives at the end. Then you got Belgium, Senegal today. Again, same type of a situation. Belgium, one of the best players on earth, Cristiano Ronaldo. You should watch this. This is up in Seattle here for Belgium and Senegal. Belgium should win this game. This game might be close for a long time. Belgium shouldn't run away with this. Belgium is Cristiano Ronaldo and a bunch of really good players. That might allow Senegal to get in there. But Belgium should win this like 2-0. Maybe they'll sneak in a late one for 3-0. But it'll be that type. But you got to watch it for just the players on the field for Belgium. And tonight, 5 p.m. on Fox. From, as Dale said, the unnamed stadium up there in San Francisco. They been practicing around those electrical fields?
No, I think they just came in day before.
USA plays 2 teams tonight. Bosnia and Herzegovina. My favorite. One of my favorite tweets about this. Tonight, 5 p.m. We'll just put it simply. It's not going to be an easy match for the U.S., but they should win this. If they don't win it, disappointment. They should make the round of 16 tonight.
Okay.
There's a chance they lose if they play like they did against Turkey.
Oh, stop.
Maybe their problem was Dale, they studied and practiced for Turkey, and then Turkey showed up. Maybe that was the problem.
Or maybe it's they didn't start 5 guys and played all the backups, played the McCollums of the world.
Even play the backup goaltender in that game. But that hurts momentum.
No, shut up.
U.S. should advance tonight. They
Yes.
should. If they don't, it's going to be a massive upset and major disappointment today. But 5 p.m. tonight, Dale.
Go USA. It's like John said when he could get a word in edgewise yesterday with you.
Guys, listen to this and let me know if I spoke to you.
Uh,
John said I did a great job.
What's John going to say? He called me as we're driving home. Said, my God, does that guy ever shut up?
Really? Because he texted me and goes, you let Dale talk too much. That's what he said.
You Dobsonites. But he said, and it's true, it's like anything you slap a USA sticker on,
Yeah.
I'm rooting for.
Yeah.
I'm interested in. And whether it's the Olympics, I watch gymnastics.
Yeah, we're all. I'm watching cross country skiing, hoping the American can do.
Yes,
something.
we're watching the
And I
USA.
could care
So,
less. Yeah.
um,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So make some time. Have some time out tonight.
Right.
To see it. But a good day here. Tomorrow you got Spain, Austria. That'll be a good game. Spain could get upset in that game coming up here. Portugal, along with Croatia tomorrow afternoon. Switzerland, Algeria should be a dud of a game, but we'll have to wait and see if Algeria can stick its head up as well. Then this weekend you got some matchups. Pay attention. July 4th, Saturday, by the way. The game you're going to want to watch. Yes, you have Messi and Argentina playing Cape Verde on the 3rd. You got Australia, Egypt on the 3rd. The game you want to tune into, it's not Colombia, Ghana. If you're going to watch one game on July 4th, it starts at 10 a.m. as well, Dale. Canada and Morocco. Canada's going to get upset. It's not even an upset. Morocco's winning that game against Canada, and then one of the host countries gets that. Coming. July 4th. We're all gonna go. Thank you, Morocco, America. It's been a fun weekend, Dale. I'm gonna be watching a lot of that while I'm wherever I'm doing. I have it on my phone.
So are you gonna be packed before the game, or are you gonna wait till tonight, or get up early
I
in
have
the
to do
morning?
laundry tonight. I went clothes shopping yesterday, so I have new.
Well,
I have
then
vacation
you have to
shirts.
do laundry. Just throw it in the suitcase.
God, you don't know me at all. You know how many people tried those shirts on and stuff like that? Nope, being watched. Being watched. From all the hands from Vietnam or whatever, making them, sewing them together in the boxes across the ocean in the ship to get to the J.C. Penney's yesterday, or wherever I bought them at. And it gets there, they take them out of the box, they hang them up, and people try them on, take them off, all sweaty, gross, and everything. No, they're being washed. Double time being washed as well. Yeah. No, it'll be tonight. Yeah, we'll be good. We're good. Dale's worried more about my vacation than I am. It's kind of funny to see as well. But woke up, Dale. You're going to be watching that tonight. Are you watching tonight's game?
I will be watching tonight's game.
Where am I not going to be invited to hang out with you at?
Probably just the house. I don't think I want to go to Zips or something.
It'll be
Yes.
busy and
Oh,
loud.
I know.
It'll be busy and loud.
Yeah.
My daughter's got an appointment on Wednesdays at 5, so we're going to go to that. So I'll be sitting in the lobby of that with it on.
So you standing up and they score. Yeah, goal!
Listening to it on the drive home to go home as well from that stuff. So it'll be a good night tonight for the USA Today. Dale, really quick, since you got to take off here, go play some golf before your holiday a weekend here. D-backs won yesterday. I just want to point this out to you. I joked around about it yesterday, saying if it wasn't for the Giants and the Rockies, the Diamondbacks would be 30 games under 500. Well, that was a little bit off. They'd be 30-40. They're 30-40 against every team out there except for the Giants and Rockies. They're 13-2 against them.
So if you lose to him, then Steve's super critical. If you beat him, Steve casts it away like it doesn't matter.
No, my point on that, I'm frustrated with Torey Lovello because, it's the same Torey we've seen. The Diamondbacks don't want to improve. They're just happy being this way for some reason. And you get frustrated because you can see the talent right on this team. Like Marte, 4 home runs in 4 games, or 1 home run in each of the last 4 games, I should phrase it. Marte wakes up against the Giants and the Rockies, but everybody else he doesn't wake up against very often. It's just frustration. It's what the team is. They're just 500 team. I'd rather call them that than a mediocre team. They're just a 500 team out there. And this team has talent, should be better. But, when you look at this, they're not a playoff. Everybody's like, they're a playoff team. They're not. They're 30-40 against the rest of the league. Everybody else in the league seems like they're a playoff team.
Oh, see, again,
Except for Giants
that's
and
where you
Rockies.
go. You have not done any deep dive. You're just saying, oh, it just kind of seems like, whatever. No.
Throw up the NL wildcard standings real quick, since Dale just said that. They're as good as the 500, game over 500 Washington Nationals. They're as good as the 500 Pittsburgh Pirates. Okay, yeah, they're rocking and rolling.
Almost as good as San Diego Padres.
Marlins are rocking it right now as well. Hey, throw up the stats here. Diamondbacks versus Giants. Ethan found this from ESPN Analytics this morning, comparing these two teams together. I'm just going to show you the Diamondbacks are not a playoff team. This is for the season, Dale. Batting average, Giants are batting .254 as a team for the year. Diamondbacks, .238. Runs, 343 runs for the Giants, 363 for the Diamondbacks. Hits, 740 hits for the San Francisco Giants, 671 for the Diamondbacks on the season. And we can go down this. The stats between a really bad Giants team and a 500 Diamondbacks team are pretty staggering equal. It's an amazing stat.
Not even halfway there.
Walks, 325 walks for the Giants, 251 for the Diamondbacks. Now, Diamondbacks have a lot less strikeouts on that as well. But I just found it interesting comparing a really bad team in the Major League Baseball against the 500 team. Pretty similar stats there. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, for you. That was for you. Go enjoy your weekend. Go play some golf today. Drink a lot of water.
I'll think about you, Steve, tomorrow morning, and
I'll let you know our plans when I have them.
hopefully you don't stay in a flea-infested,
You don't know me at all.
one-bedroom
You don't know me at
hotel with you and all your brood.
I'd stay an hour away in helicopter to San Diego before I would do that. I'd do that expense. Yeah, get out of here. Go play golf. Everybody else, we'll talk some more Diamondbacks. The
Yeah.
Marlins.
Yeah, do that.
The
Diamondback.
Marlins are on fire right now too. Yeah. They'll be Marlins. Hey, by the way, Bobby Bonilla Day, right? The Marlins' third highest placed player on their team right now. They're the hottest team in baseball in June. They're 20-6. Their third highest paid player, Giancarlo Stanton, who was traded to the Yankees. Everybody focuses on Bobby Bonilla for Bobby Bonilla Day. And even Ken Griffey Jr. gets paid today. Deferred contracts need to go away. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, but the thing about Bobby Bonilla is that he did nothing, at least Ken Griffey Jr.
No, it's the amount
Yes.
and it's the years of it and stuff like that. I get it. And a lot of people are getting paid right now for not being on.
What is Bobby gonna do in 2033 when he wakes up on July 1st and goes, "Oh, where's my $1 million?"
Yeah, he's like, I'm poor, bankruptcy. Come on back, folks. The main event. And we're back here. Main event. My YouTube feed was all messed up. I was like, are we not live right now? Have we not been live all show? We have been. I just clicked the wrong button. Now there, Autumn says the teens want Buc-ee's. Okay, well, whatever. Ethan says, I'll try not to hit anything for the tires not to go flat. Yeah, because I'm sure Ethan will be doing some driving on this trip as well. Yeah, I know. I said Belgium today for Ronaldo. It's actually Portugal there as well. Not today with Belgium. I having some fun with Dale, and I got carried away with Dale to watch some World Cup soccer. So I did mess that up today. Belgium, Senegal should get the win today as well. Portugal plays tomorrow. They play Croatia tomorrow as well out there. So a little misspoke here on this Wednesday before vacation. And leave it to Ethan to correct me. Appreciate it, Ethan, very much as well. Congo is still up on England right now. Believe it's still 1-0. 41st minute. I'm just telling you, they're up. England's on upset alert today in the World Cup. I'm not brave enough to say England won't win against Congo. They'll come back and beat them. But it's going to be a dogfight for them as well. There's no doubt about it. U.S., it's going to be a fight for them against Bosnia as well. Unless the U.S. team that played Paraguay at the first game, that U.S. team comes out, they'll beat Bosnia pretty easily out there. But they got to come out and play that way. Top level, best team, best type of play out there. But the U.S. still should advance. It just might be a little bit more struggle, I think, that people are kind of giving them attention to. We're talking some baseball here, of course. We talked Suns early in the show to open the show up. We talked Trey McBride here. Don't forget, Lou wasn't able to join us today. My fault. It was completely my fault. Lou, under 73 for Joey Chestnut on the hot dog eating contest is what he released out there. For those of you looking at that, now shop it around. I don't know what the odds are right now. I didn't, we looked at them earlier in the show. And I saw some 73s out there. I saw some 70s, 70, 71, 72s. So shop it around a little bit on what Joey Chestnut can do out there as well. But I think everybody's going. It's going to be a mediocre in terms of the standards hot dog eating contest this year coming up on Saturday on July 4th as well. So now the Diamondbacks, right? Give them credit. They beat up on teams like the Giants. They're 8-0 against the Giants this year. Only lost 2 of their games against the Rockies. They beat up on the 2 teams they should beat up on. They're better than out there, 100%. I just said it before the break. They're 13-2 versus the Giants and Rockies this season, 8-0 against the Giants. But they're 30-4 against everyone else. You know, it's just more stats of this is a 500 team. And they've been happy being 500 for a bunch of years now. That's where I just kind of get frustrated. Just try to be great. Try to be great. Try to be good. Try to be better than good. Just average. It always goes back to average there, right? As well. So it's the most consecutive victories against a team to start the season in franchise history. As well, the last time the Diamondbacks were 10 games over 500, what I'm talking about, 500 team. Let's go back to 2024, August 7th, 2024, to be 10 games over 500. With this coaching staff, with this GM personnel here, the people running this team. Now, could it go up, of course, to Derek Hall and to the executive side of things? Possibly. I mean, they're okay with it being a 500 team, or else they would have made moves already. They would have made moves years ago instead of running it back the whole time. So the executive suite is fine, from Ken Kendrick, the owner, to Derek Hall, the president. They're okay with this team being 500. They're okay with it. Otherwise, they would have made changes. That's where I just get a little bit frustrated. If there wasn't a wild card expansion, Diamondbacks wouldn't even be talked about in the playoffs because they're not good enough. So anyway, just depressing 500. Like I said, it's a 500 team. I think is great. You pop your head up every once in a while. You also get tired of it over time. We played that stat there between them. There now, Diamondbacks, 2.5 games out of that wild card. We showed you the wild card standard here. Nationals 2.5 game. So with baseball and me, the reason why we're going into the CBA talk here is salary cap. To me, I don't think it's going to work in baseball. You need a salary floor, to me, is more important in baseball. But then you get a salary floor and you'll have teams that don't want to spend money. They'll just spend money on the wrong players. They'll give, let's say they're $1 million underneath the salary floor. They're not going to go spend money on a really good player to make their team better. They're just going to pick a player on the team and say, hey, you're making $1 million more this year. Just so they can get to that minimal level. Doesn't make them better. Doesn't mean that player's going to be better. It just means they're just giving the money to hit that salary floor. So salary floors don't always work either. All right, going into it. But I'm also a believer that for most of the time, payroll doesn't matter in baseball. It's who you put together. Is it a special season for you out there? We've seen it multiple times with Tampa Bay Rays. They're in the hardest division in baseball. Yankees, Red Sox, big spending teams there. Blue Jays, huge spending teams as well, right? All out there. Baltimore, not so much, spending more now than they have in the past, and spending more there. Hardest division in baseball in terms of payroll and who spends what. And Tampa Bay Rays have always just kind of been backwards. If you're the Diamondbacks, you need to emulate your team around the Tampa Bay Rays. When the right players together, the Athletics, right? Even though they're just under 500 right now, they have young up and coming players coming up here, and they're competing for that division. Now that division's kind of weak right now as well, right? Payroll really doesn't matter in baseball, at least to make the playoffs. To win championships is another story, right? The Dodgers won last couple of years because of the biggest payroll, the best players on that team. Another example of payroll doesn't always matter in baseball. I talked about them before we went to that break. The Miami Marlins. They're the best team in baseball in the month of June. It's not even close. They're 20-6. I believe they're. We just showed you the wild card standings. I believe they're the first spot out. Yes, they're tied with the St. Louis Cardinals for the third spot out right now. Oh, they're 0.002 percentage points behind the Cardinals, and they're on the outside looking in on that wild card standing. The Marlins are your best team in baseball for the month of June. They've outscored their opponents 129-78 in June as well. They had the lowest CBT payroll in baseball. Lowest payroll in baseball, and look what they're doing in the month of June. Can you sustain that for longer than June? Well, we'll find out. How bad is the Marlins payroll? They already have the lowest CBT payroll in baseball. How bad is their payroll in terms of who they're paying? Their third highest paid player is Giancarlo Stanton. Like I said, for the Yankees, 2017. Payroll doesn't matter in baseball. It's who you spend it on. It's how you play the game. Are you playing the game physical? Are you playing the game fast? Are you putting pressure on the defense? Are you getting hits out there? Diamondbacks are a better team than the Marlins. The Marlins are playing better than them right now. It's not all about payroll in Major League Baseball. The Athletics are a fun young team to watch as well. It's not about payroll. It's who you spend them on. It's the coaching to get you motivated to play. And that's just where I get frustrated with the D-backs. Everybody's fine with them being just average, 500. Just being average around that team. And you can look at them, see they should be better out there. I'm just giving you more stats on where the frustration comes from as well. You know, guys like Ketel Marte, 4 home runs now, or 1 home run per game for the last 4 games. First time in his career he's ever done that. Man, he wakes up against the Giants. He wakes up against the Rockies and has consistently good games. No doubt about it. Fantastic to watch. Then where does he go on the bigger sides of stuff, right? To me, that's coaching. To me, that's getting him out there and being prepared for it and things to that effect. Don't know. We'll see. I just wanted to bring those stats to you a little bit as well here in Major League Baseball. Diamondbacks, right, for the weekend. Got to get you set up for the weekend here as well. By the way, you got to give Gurriel credit yesterday. That 3-run home run that he had to get the scoring started yesterday. Fantastic watching him heat up. His batting average is 226 now. Went 2 for 5 yesterday for him as well. Pavin Smith, though, man, another 0 for 3. 145, and they keep putting him out in the lineup. Played first base yesterday. Barosa's not much better. 1 for 3 out there in center field, 183. Don't you want to see Waldschmidt instead of Barosa at this point? I don't know. Kepler, 2 for 4 yesterday. Finally gets his first 2 hits as a Diamondback. 154 is his batting average, of course. Dug himself a deep hole. But did get the 2 hits yesterday, so you got to give Kepler some credit for yesterday as well, going into this game. Ironically enough, your 2 guys you want to see hit a little bit better. Perdomo, well, he was 0 for 3, but then even Carroll 0 for 4 yesterday for him, but still batting 272 for him as well. Brandon Pfaadt on the mound. Diamondbacks did him dirty this year. He had that 1 inning where he'd get a crooked number, where he'd pitch well for like the first 2 innings, first 3 innings, boom, then he'd give up 6 runs or something. And then he'd go back out. They let him go back out, and he'd dominate again. He just had that 1 inning where he struggled. Comes back, right, with everything he's been through, goes to the bullpen, goes down to Reno to stretch back out. And the inconsistencies of the way Torey Lovullo manages this team is also frustrating. Right? Cabrera, they have to go out and get him after, 53 pitches, something to that effect. Because it's his first start in Major League Baseball, even though he was stretched out for 80, right? And stuff. Then they keep letting Merrill Kelly go back out there. And they keep letting Zach Gallen go back out there. Zach Gallen's on the mound tonight again. How disappointed is it going to be if you first lost to the Giants is because Zach Gallen's on the mound? But Fott goes out there last night, 5 1/3 inning pitches, and they let him go out for that last inning, which I was impressed with. Because the way Torrey manages is we got to protect him. His first outing, right, in a long time. Got to protect his arm. He let him go back out there for the 6th inning. It was one batter, but 2 batters, I think it was. But I'm glad to see that. But that was inconsistency, right? 5 1/3 for Fott, gave up 1 earned run, which ended up being that home run as well. His ERA is 5.40 still, but just coming back into the lineup. Like I said, had those what they call crooked innings. Just means he pitch well, boom, give up a bunch, and then pitch well again for him. Bullpen came in, shut it all down yesterday as well, but the hittings came in. Hazen, the GM, did his radio appearance yesterday, and he flat out said, we need to get more guys on base. Absolutely need to get more guys on base is what he kept saying. 4 for 16 runners in scoring position, but that stat doesn't always tell you something, right? They left 9 guys on base yesterday. They scored 8 runs. 3 in the first, 3 in the third. Jump on these teams early. Get that lead out there. Give your pitcher something to work with. And they've done it. He did it yesterday. Does it continue today with Zach Gallen on the mound is the question that you've got to have going into this game as well, today as well. So over the weekend, of course, as my computer's all messed up here, every time I go to click on it, it doesn't tell me what I want. So Zach Gallen, Trevor McDonald tonight, 6:40 p.m. At home. You think the fan outrage is bad when Zach Gallen goes out there and struggles against these other teams? He goes out there and struggles against the lonely Giants who you're dominating this year. Watch out for those Boobers, man. They're going to be terrible tonight. Diamondbacks are off tomorrow on Thursday. So no baseball tomorrow for them. By the way, Padres, Dodgers games start tomorrow. Dodgers are coming off a series against the Athletics. Tomorrow, Padres-Dodgers start tomorrow night. Roki Sasaki and Randy Vasquez tomorrow night. Sasaki for the Dodgers. So that'll be a fun little series this weekend. For them, of course, the Padres, I believe, are next week at the Padres for the Diamondbacks for 4 coming up. But then you got Milwaukee in town this weekend. I did fill in on the Holmberg Spots podcast for the Angry Patriot yesterday. I don't know when that gets posted. I'll post it on social media when it does. Dale's jealous that John wanted me to talk more yesterday. You'll hear it in the show. Don't worry. It'll be fun. I'll post when that came out. I don't know when they post that. We produced it here and just able to fill in. It was fun to do with those guys. Fellow Dobsonite night there. But Milwaukee, Arizona, right? Kyle Harrison, Jose Cabrera this weekend. You're missing that young phenom, Mezrowski, in this series. I looked it up yesterday during that show as well. Right? But Milwaukee's in it. Milwaukee's a good team. Milwaukee is. They're currently leading that division right now, 52-31. Right? The teams against above 500 that you play and you struggle. You're 14-32 against teams above 500. With the Brewers coming into town for this holiday weekend. All right. See what the Diamondbacks can do out there. No UFC this weekend, so no Lou this week. We'll have Lou on the program starting next week again. Again, he said under 73 for Joey Chestnut is his picks out there. Shop that number around for you if you're interested in that. That's Saturday morning. No UFC this week. You got tons of World Cup soccer, including tonight. I'll be all over the socials tonight while that game is on. So definitely follow us, right? The main event, our TME Sports Show on X. Of course, TME Media. Make sure you follow TME Media AZ as well on X. Just puts our show stuff out there, what we're doing around here, days off, etc. We'll be back on Monday morning. Share us with your friends. Tell everybody they can find us live on YouTube now as well, on demand on YouTube. No Real Matrix this week for you Real Matrix fans on Rumble and the podcast system. Just taking the week off for the holiday. We'll be back next week as well for more Real Matrix episodes. Everything, though, on demand on Rumble. Everything but the Real Matrix on demand on the YouTube. Like and subscribe to that for us, or the podcast systems for those of you that watch or listen to the podcast systems out there. Pit Stop will be up here later on today. We have it up by 2 o'clock. It's usually earlier than that, but we tell you 2 so you know when to definitely go and look for it and everything. Folks, have a great
weekend here coming up for America's 250th birthday. We'll be back Monday morning at 6 o'clock, unless, you know, decide to stay in the cool areas of San Diego coming up this weekend. But we'll see you then, everybody. Have a great weekend. Yeah, Monday. Go America. America.